Boo. Holy shit, I'm not actually as far off as I thought that I was going to be. Also, hi Momo, been a bit. How you been doing? I have a few things that I need to still set up here. By that I mean I need to start my music. I appreciate the Shino emotes. But some good news. Hey Sukuna, how you doing? I'm going to say good news because they are notably more expensive parts and thus hopefully of a higher quality and more reliability. I'm going to say it. But you know my policy. Until they're in my hands, we're not confirmed. That being said, Nami sent... Can I actually have my Fumo, please? Can my freaking anything work? That'll be hopefully fixed by next week. Because that's what the news is. Nami sent Frosty the insurance stuff from Plan B PC. Frosty has ordered the parts and they are being sent to me. Because the reason I'm late is because my personal PayPal is a bit fucky-wucky. I went to... Okay, I was wondering what the DM was. I'll take a look at that in a second. I went to sign into it, and then they're like, hey, you haven't signed in for a bit. You're gonna have to reconfirm your... You're gonna have to, like, change your password. I'm like, okay. Can I do that via email? No, I'm sorry, you can't do that. You have to go through this phone number, of which... I don't have a single phone that, as far as I know, has that number. Or you have to answer your security questions, which apparently... I don't know what Past Me put as the security answers. So I need to call PayPal about that directly. Because where... Obviously, I don't need it for this now. That's the account that my payments go through for, like, Twitch. Not, like, payments to me. That's my... That goes straight to my bank account. But my subscriptions... which is only, like, 2 that happen, but still. I'd rather, you know... If something goes a little fucky with that, to be able to just not have to worry about, you know, calling at freaking 3 a.m. or something, getting no answer if something bad does happen. Let me... We are going to rename some of these files. I guess it's just those two. Alright, enjoy the slep. But yeah, I'm going to label it as good news at the very least, because progress. The only thing that, you know, follow... Obviously, there's my policy at this point of... Until it's in my hands, we're not freaking releasing that held breath. And until the fans are spinning, we're not confirming for the motherboard. Because... Holy shit, my motherboard luck is already cursed. But hopefully, we're in the clear. And hopefully, by this time next week... By this time next week? Question mark? 24th. I mean, normally it shows up early, but, like, 24th for the CPU, according to Frosty, so... By Thursday of next week, confirmed, we should be in the clear on everything sorted. Fingers crossed. Very smug, I like it. Let me save this real quick. Oh. Why are my mods barking at me? You're supposed to keep order, not add to the chaos? Ew, ew, ew. Not the fucking bald pin again. Why are we having a war? Also, hi, Nami. Not too bad. Like I said, I started late because PayPal decided to be PayPal with my personal account. But according to Frosty, I should have my needed parts all by next Wednesday. Something smug. Ooh, that's right, I freaking had started to unscrew my lid. I completely forgot. Well, that reminds me, speaking of Art of Frosty. I mean, technically I have a few things on my list currently, but since we are doing Gobbo for October, which kind of fits because Gobtober? My commissions aren't, like, closed. Ignore the fact that I freaking joined Artfuck and currently technically have... I can, though. I'm glad that everyone's decided that today is War Day. Also, let me get little guy here before I forget. Up. I have to freaking figure out where to where I gotta position him because I need to add headphones for when bald happens. Did you also send Teber the Smug? I think Teber would appreciate the Smug. Frosty says they're on the way, so... All of them, aside from the CPU, are supposed to be here on Sunday. And then the CPU is supposed to come in on the 24th. And hopefully, Amazon keeps to the way that they normally are, where that means that most of the parts are probably going to be in, like, Friday or Saturday. And then, like, Sunday is probably the CPU. That'd be nice. That'd be very nice. If I could get everything by Sunday and then just, like, you know, have my break day to just work on setting everything up, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, like I said to desktop, we are currently in September for what was originally dubbed the February build. And then freaking, you know, the tariff thing happened. And then the thievery, and then I had several people say, I'm sure that you'll have it by the end of, what was it, June? Because the thievery happened in May? It was the end of the following month because it got confirmed as stolen at the beginning of the month after it got shipped. But I told, oh, it'll be by the end of that, and then... May 20th? Yeah. That's... And then we got confirmed that it was stolen, the following week. And then I had a few people go, I'm sure that you'll have everything sorted by the end of June. Welcome to September. But hopefully, everything comes in fine. My luck holds out in the motherboard department because my motherboards tend to be cursed. And Sibling Saturdays can resume. And I can start doing some of the other things that are on the back burner. And I don't have to go through the 10-step process of setting a cascading line of OBS having higher priority and VTube having a higher priority, and then hoping that everything doesn't cascade fail as a result of something deciding to run in the red the entire time. I mean, based off of what you were saying, at that point, my policy of hopefully by December would have to be the one that takes effect. Because, I mean, if you're going to finally be, like, actually retired in December, then that's probably when you'd take that time to do that. But hopefully it doesn't wind up coming down to that. Because holy shit. So if you still had to, like, set everything up and assemble everything, before you drove it up this way. It would probably land at almost an exact year from when we started this journey, if it comes down to that. Because... Actually, I can check my YouTube VODs, because I remember what set me off on this. It was a full shutdown of my PC, and it refused to turn on afterward during Stalker Gamma. I don't remember which one of the two streams it was, specifically. But I do remember what it was. Because I remember I sent out the image of... I don't know if I sent out the image, but I did say uh-oh to, like, Teber and... I think Desktop and... a few other people. Yeah. And then a week later, I had a blue screen. The first blue screen I've ever had on this PC. In a decade. Okay, so... January 3rd's Stalker stream is labeled as, hopefully my PC doesn't explode this time. Which means that it was probably the previous one. December 28th. Which was my second Stalker Gamma stream. And then I kind of stopped doing Stalker Gamma because I got to a point where I'd repair my clothes to the point where I wasn't just dying from basic environmental shit, and then I'd run into a pack of dogs, and my clothes would be tattered down to 1% again. And my only weapons were almost all broken. Because I got really bad luck with the progression. I don't know if I'd start over on Stalker Gamma if I went to that. Granted, there have been several Voices of the Void updates. So... that is definitely one of those on the list. Obviously I owe people games of their choice for PC stuff. And my server has squandered their chance to pick games. So I specifically will... I kind of already know what Desktop's request is going to be. Because he specifically bought me. Is it called Dungeon Siege? Was that what it was called? Yeah, Dungeon Siege. Because the original time that we tried it, the version that he gave me fucked up, so he bought me when they were like $1 for the collection. I believe that's what his recommendation is going to be for new rig. Also, with Nami joining that, I can... You, I believe, have one of them. Is that one of those things that survived on this? Because you tossed in a lot of money early on. I think that overall you're in 2nd place. You're in top 3 for sure. I'd have to do like direct freaking math in order to figure out over the course of how everything's gone. But you would have one for sure. So the leaderboard is dead, is the thing. When I reinstalled OBS, I didn't export my sources. So the leaderboard got lost. The most recent... I mean, I removed the leaderboard at a certain point because after the thievery happened, I didn't want to incentivize people to freaking toss money when we were basically at square one. Well, we were partially at square one, partially waiting for insurance money to come to hopefully, you know, work on stuff. Top 3 is obvious, but I don't know what order it's in. Technically, here, let me... You're gonna stop smoking for a moment there, bud. Let me find my... So the original way that this was all set up is that let me shift myself over so half my face isn't covered by this. Is that chat was supposed to pick the games for the new rig and whatnot. But, alright, enjoy the slap. But A, we know what happens when chat gets to pick. B, at this point, I think that the top donors have earned just choosing on their own on that. Also because certain things have to be shifted around just in general on this. Because the Ghost Pepper Brine can't happen because it went bad. Because the summer was not kind to it. But since my server never actually participates in the chat chooses things, I figured just hand that to the top donors as well. Birthday art. So yes, technically. Considering the one that you've paid for is still in limbo until you get this, you get the streetwear skeb and decide if that's an outfit that you really like. No? I shouldn't be muted. I'm getting responses to things that I'm saying, so I'm assuming not. I think the Halo art was for... Was that the one for Hiccup? Also, as I pointed out to someone, that Halo art left a permanent impact on me. It was the original one where I started duplicating layers because I didn't want to... because I didn't want to redo it or, like, erase and then turn out that I had to freaking re-add, or... Just in general, I didn't want to erase parts of the armor completely. So it's the reason why I duplicate layers now. Yeah, and now he's trying to freaking get himself into a position where he needs another surgery. The little bastard freaking running across from the woods across the street again. Dumbass. Roofathon I don't remember. I don't remember what all I had as rewards for Roofathon. Let's find the... announcements. Roofixathon. Wait, how was that? So, was art 4? Okay, the Halo art was for the Roofixathon. Apparently the Nostalgiathon, which was the Catfixathon, did not have... At least if it did, it's not on the sheet that I made for it. Did not have art as top 3 donor kind of deal. Because Roofixathon outright says with up to 2 characters, so... Yeah, it was also freaking nearly a year ago, so I think I do owe you. Technically, it is yours. Because, Nostalgia, the Cat Fixathon, which I labeled as Nostalgiathon at the time because I did nostalgia games during it. But according to this, 350 was Art Piece of Chat's choice, which I believe was one that you convinced your freaking Tebracord to rig. In both senses of the word. You get back down there. Also, Halo Lasso is a goal that is reached by this. Just from the insurance money alone, it's reached. But we gotta keep the Sibling Saturday tradition up. It'll be a great bonding experience. Yeah, the tradition that's been dead because my PC would be dead trying it. What better way to start back their tradition than to jump right into what got us started on it? I mean, technically speaking, realistically, we should do Outward first. Considering that was like what we were in the middle of at the time. As my computer started its rapid descent. Yeah, right? I really, really hope... Like, there's no real reason for me to doubt, but again, September of the February build. I hope that we can finally get things sorted. Also, Nami, you are in the top 3, so if you have a game suggestion for once things are sorted. Let me actually open our primary attraction for tonight. What is the difference between these two files? 12:51, 12:18, about an hour of work, but I don't know what the difference is between them. What do you mean you're retired? You were just streaming last night. Let me... Ooh, actually, I do want to go to this. Yeah, I guess. I guess that's right. I mean, technically Nami's character was character beforehand. You technically have 2 characters that are, like, designated as Syncopian. Because both of yours are original to the freaking stories that... True. I mean, I guess it would be like... I guess that it would specifically be the natives one, because... I mean, your one-shot character was a character that was adapted from another idea you had. I guess that's up to you on, like, how you want to classify that one. Because Nami's is, like, a character that she already had. And I had to edit her profile image to give her clothes. Also, let me hunt down... I think that Lissa's freaking forearms are notably longer than her upper arms. I don't know, how are we looking? They're actually not off as far as I thought that they were. The wrist is slightly higher than the shoulder when it gets to the full rounded off nub. I thought that... we were actually in a problem. Arms just are weird, so they freaking give me that weird freaking perspective issue. Mentally. But she's all cleaned up and actually presentable for Twitch now. That's true. Yeah, it's a stark contrast from how she looks in her previous edition. Because, once the model loads. Because here she is beforehand. The dogs are still out. And probably going to give Tyr a heart attack when he inevitably shows up. But I got the dark sclera for the new model. I made the mouth more leaning into it. Ears are tilted up more and wider now. Don't ask me where she's from. She's not from anywhere. She's just modern Syncopian. I came up with her on the spot because I wanted a goblin. Totally. She's from an old, failed tabletop campaign. I had her in existence for a single session. Also, I think I still have time unballed, so let me do that. Actually, I don't know if I had her completely finished. I think that I only had, like, her half animated by the final session. Did someone... Oh, okay, fair enough. Guess I don't have to look now. It'll just restart the timer if someone else redeems bald. But yeah. And as of now, the only person that even still exists on the internet is Gaz. And it's kind of depressing to think about half the time one of our last DMs because I talk in his chat and he talks in my chat occasionally, and I talk in his server, but like DM wise we haven't really talked a whole lot as of recent. So like within view there is a comment about us being ones that persist. Which is kind of fucking depressing to think about, like, the number of people that are just disappeared since. Yeah. It's a little unfortunate, to be honest. But that's what happens when people get lives. People just disappear. Alright, I will be right back. You're on mine. Much better. I had myself a little stale popcorn. Thank you for the welcome back. Hopefully that'll tide me over a little bit. Till I end stream and have actual food. I wish I had burgers. I'm debating if I want to do egg sandwich, ham and turkey sandwich, or if I want to go with Wizard Bowl. It depends on how much bread I have, because I forgot to get more bread out of the freaking freezer. A burger does sound really good about now, though. Is this... Okay, I do have the blobbies. Oh, I have all the blobbies here still. Okay, we don't need this. This. The belt I do need. Shirt will be needed. The dress upper, the dress lower. Oh, this is the back portion of the shirt. We don't need this. This is the Sarashi. Pretty much all the rest of this is just other blobbies. We don't need you. Also, I'll be back to being able to use V-Hand. And then I get to show off the new pen that Coldy made for me. So let's temporarily move blobbies up. It honestly goes above neck. Actually, yeah, right there. That'll work. We don't need you. We don't need any of these really visible right now. So let's put this right above the neck. Put there. I'm probably not going to adjust too terribly much of this, like the design of how I did it. Aside from obviously more detail in the dress. Due to, I mean, let me actually bring an image over so that you guys can... Suika's dress is pretty detailed. Can I just drag you over? Of course I can't. Can you not freaking shift while I'm trying to do something? This is her izakaya out. Unsupported file format! Fucking piece of shit. But, like, obviously we'll have more detail in the actual dress. I don't know if I'll do the whole chains thing going on. Tied to the belt. I'll put more detail into the belt for sure, because this is... Yes, please, just do that. Because the belt I did was just so I didn't forget the belt. It's just the basic leather belt that she winds up having for some of her, I believe it's this one. This is the one that I was looking at. Of course. Are you a file format that I can actually bring over? Guess I'll go fuck myself. Because you're a WebP. Gotcha. Whoever made WebP, you deserve to be flogged. But I just grabbed this image for the reference when I was doing the blobbies. And in this one, it's just a... What the fuck? Okay. My Clip Studio has broken. My Clip Studio isn't registering my pen currently. At least I found out eventually that when the pen stops working, it's not actually my tablet breaking. Though I am probably going to need a new tablet in the near-ish future. I have little speckles across, like, the entire bottom and side of my tablet of dying pixels. Okay, so if I... Yeah, we're good. And then we can just... I'll also need... let's go beyond the torso. What is this? What is this? Is this the belly button? Oh, it's shading. Sort of like I have on my midriff. I forgot I added that, like, last minute last night. I also added the belly button last minute last night, so I guess that I added several things last minute. Because I needed to freaking pad time, kinda. So I didn't really want to go for less than 2 hours last night. Also, I was kind of, to a certain degree, seeing if Ray wanted to freaking hang. Let's see here. They're talking about food. Ba 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 ba. Alright, so what we want is... torso of shirt? Yes, we want to separate torso of shirt from... booba. Because we're gonna need freaking movement. This can be collapsed. We need... technically speaking, this far down doesn't need to be. These will not interact at all, I don't believe. It will, actually. Because this will also have the back of the collar of the shirt. Let's... I want to go here. This song's a surprising... I mean, freaking Lisa has a lot of bangers in it, I guess. I shouldn't even say a surprising jam. But let's... We need shirt, torso. We'll need the collar to be separate. I need my symmetry ruler back. I don't think that the freaking Izakaya sprites are terribly large is the problem. I really like the way that she's designed for Izakaya. And that's one of the images that I want to use as a reference quite heavily for this. Granted, I suppose that for this, her hair covers the collar of her shirt, so... I don't know why I'm doing this. You know what? Okay, you're being turned into the neck. I do want to... This also needs to be above blobbies so that I can actually fucking see it. So what I want is I want this to come in like this, and then I want it to meet as close to the base of the neck as possible. Like that. Because when it gets to the actual torso portion, I want it to meet up and not have, like, too much discrepancy. I'm debating if I want the part that's below the belt to be a separate part from the part that's above the belt. What order do I want these in? I think collar above torso. Thanks to the hydrate. In the posture. Freaking, who was it the other day that their posture was absolute dog shit, even after postures. They kept complaining about how their back was hurting. I think that, about here's where we'll actually wind up cutting off the tatters. Because as a little surprise for those that are either watching actively or playing, or, watching the VOD, there is going to be a toggle for other site where this moves its way inward. So I need it to be like here. And then I can expand this and move it inward kind of deal. Yes, collar of shirt goes on top. Order of operations on this is going to be interesting. Neck is going to have to be also in front of this. Because we'll have shirt collar back that needs to be like here. And then this will be behind this. That's because, surprisingly, I have a lot of Rhea that actually fits the the sidebars template. Also, I have a few different things of Rhea that freaking are better than some of the other art pieces. Like, I should technically have the one Teber piece up there, but A, it's old Teber, and B, I mean, it's old, so freaking... Despite the fact that I still like how it came out, I don't know. Do I want to put a lot of detail into the tatter and make them all in different layers is the question. Not particularly. I don't think that I'm going to really... Alright, hide your arms for a second. I don't like the freaking... Yeah, it's more like it. That's more... I like that shape more. What are you? Are you? Who are you? Oh, it's just a gap in the blobbies for the shirt, is all it is. Not my birthday. We're on the opposite side of the year for that. How does that look? Decently straight line. Not how that works. Birthday is not a time, it is a day. I wonder when Lys's birthday is, come to think of it. I wonder if my old character sheet has a date tied to it so that I know what Lys's birthday technically is. Hi, Asterion. Oh, that explains why I moved. Um... Thanks for what? Yeah, I have absolutely no idea when Lys was created. No, actually, I was about to say, did I want to adjust how this looks? But no, I don't. That's fine. 3 years ago? Who knows? Hard to believe it's 3 fucking years though. So I want like this. I mean, honestly. I'd blobbies. Grab this. Just flat out wipe. Yeah, cool. Follow that line pretty well, considering the fact I couldn't fucking see it. Yeah, right? Are you already goop-brained? Yeah, okay, that'll check out. I just realized I need hide this for now. Come on. And then this can be shaved. This is fine. This is all below the belt anyway. What? What? This? Well. That's the flapper for my shaker cup. I mean, it clicks more when it freaking actually latches down. But that's just it flapping down and hitting the the plastic nozzle, which I need to clean. That is disgusting. It's not like disgusting because I cleaned it just the other day, but heat and moisture mean that it freaking starts to look far faster than I'd like to freaking. I need to hide the head for a moment here. Technically, this is under no circumstance going to be visible from behind the neck, but I'm still going to freaking do that. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, this thing's still right here. want to shave this down just enough. This nub here isn't as obvious, but without showing the part where it divides it a little bit. What? What did I do? I don't know what I did. I am innocent, as they say. Please switch. Is the neck? What all is in the neck? The neck is just the neck. So I can put this up here in order to freaking make this actually appear the way that it will in the end. Look at that. Look at that. Put a folder above this. This will be the belt. Hello, can I actually freaking use my pen? Honestly, this should be like this. Delta's big. Clothes back. And we'll have the belt, which will... not that high, but... it should be at least a little bit visible through here. Oh, ad break. I'll be right back. I'll make the shirt back to being visible. And then I'll leave you guys with this. How would I expect her to be? Oh, I got a claw on my back. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I don't want to skip a little forward. Go here for a moment. Ba-ba-ba. Fuck. Bum bum. Bum bum bum. Darker. Pale it out actually a little bit. Maybe that's what I want. Yeah, I kind of like that color for it. So here. 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 And here. This one honestly needs to be like a curve. Yes, it is. Shifted it one way, shifted it the other way. Sure, maybe that's the way. I'll have to readjust this overall in the end, I suppose. The thing, these aren't even like freaking studs like that. These are actually straight up just freaking domed studs. More like that. I think the separation on that's actually better, because this middle separation is where the freaking... Why do you always crawl in there rather than looking around the curtain? Like you have more than one brain cell. Yeah, my playlist has been constantly being at... Well, this is kind of a newer one, but I brought a lot of my stuff over from Spotify to it a bit back. So it's been being added to for like... a decade? Or more? Hide the belt for a second. Yes. Am I gonna regret freaking doing the ruffles for this shirt? Probably. But I think it looks nicer, so we're going with it. Fuck it, we ball. Press lower and press upper. So now I retransform. Where this is, both sides of this are resting along the hip a bit. Don't get too excited, Twitch. I said the word, but that doesn't mean that it exists. No, we start over on this. Alright, so what we'll do first is we will ring this down. Maybe we don't do the ruffles as intensely on this portion of it. And then this comes out even further. I don't like the way that this curves. What if I... with an extra layer. Depending on how frequently they message you, it'll either be a lot or it'll be a slow boil. About half of them are afraid of me, so who fucking knows? I wanna... I want to get this as close as I can to this shade. Maybe I don't like this shade all that much, actually. I'll see how it sits with me once we actually get it colored, and it's very it's max saturation. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with that. Lighten it up a little bit. Do I like this? Maybe we go with that. Do I like this? Do I like this color? What are we thinking on this shade of purple, chat? I'm kind of vibing with it. Hide the belt. Cover yourself up. Hey, can I just... Is that all that I need for blobbies? I just hide blobbies? Let me check my edges of my lines here. We bring this back. Bring this back. Bring this back. I'll obviously have to put the like actual details on the dress. And then we gotta do the back ends of everything. Alright, file, save as. Work in progress 1. What in God's green earth? Alright, let's get the back end of these. Start with the belt. I need the shade of purple here for the belt. The belt's so close that probably won't actually see the inside of it, like, at all. In all fairness. The upper dress actually doesn't have much that it needs to do. Ooh. This, however, will actually get... not inner. I need back. This portion in particular probably won't be seen much, if at all. But the further inward we go, obviously, the standing stationary... the back portion of the dress is visible. I need these to disappear for now. Oops. Eh, good enough. I know that it's a little fucky, but no one that's actually gonna freaking see it is going to. It's covered. So now we do multiply. Probably Elva actually chose the color. I want to be a little warmer, I think. Now I want... Hey Bill, how you doing tonight? Hide this. Hide this. Oh, because this was attached to the neck, that's right. Move the neck. Not too bad, we're making good progress on this. This. Hide this. Need to hide this. Now I need to put it back. This barely matters. That's also... The line on this is really thick. Whoops. Because I forgot to change... back to what it's supposed to be. I can see the belly button there, because it's the only part that didn't get erased. Or didn't get hidden, I should say. A little goofy. Fair enough. Need this. We need this. We need this. Need this. We don't really need that because that's hidden underneath the freaking... Lobbies don't matter right now. This. And this. And now, aside from like finer details like shading and whatnot, we are done. But I can deal with that. Thursday? Thursday, yeah, maybe Thursday is where we do it. I also may add some accessories. And by that I mean a singular accessory of the chains onto the belt and whatnot. I'm still debating as to how exactly I want to position the mouth. It feels like it's a little higher than I should have it. But yeah. Oh, one more thing I do want to add first. This... Fair. Before I forget. Let's find someone to raid. I can guess as to who I'm probably going to hit up. Anyone in Toho? No. Figured that. Any day, I would appreciate you, loading Twitch. Hello? Archie's playing something other than Silk Song? Kenji's live at this hour? I caught one of his streams in a hot minute. Let me snooze these ads. We're gonna raid into Lumi. Once this actually loads. Hopefully a problem that will be solved soon. Well, while I'm waiting for this to load, as everyone knows, tomorrow's break day. I'll actually be probably taking it as like a full-on break day. Ugh. Unless I really want to work on stuff. I've got some IRL stuff that I gotta work on. So if there is a stream tomorrow, it'll be super late. Do I have any other real things? We'll be back Thursday, probably working more on this, because, I mean, I want to get this done before October, and it's gonna have to get through rigging. I am kind of on track to do so, though. I wanted to get this done, the model portion done, by the end of the week. And of course, none of my shit's working. Of course, why would I expect it? But I wanted to get this done by the end of the week so that we can get to rigging to next week, not tomorrow. Hopefully, though, next week we will be working with a much more stable machine. Hopefully. I'm afraid to freaking, like, actually say it as if it's anything confirmed, even, you know, with anything else. Just because of how freaking things have gone thus far. I don't think I have any other real major announcements. There's the socials. You can join the Discord. Follow me on Blue Sky. Follow me on Twitter. Or go into my card if you want to freaking go to my other socials in order to keep updated on things such as when I go live, what I'm going live with, and art like we were working on today. And we'll be working on again on Thursday. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. Let me start the raid. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for the follows, the raids, all that good jazz, and just for hanging out in general. We made some good progress today, and we'll continue making some more on Thursday. Love y'all. Bye.